The control room of the Xalrith colony ship was filled with an eerie silence. The holographic display flickered, showing a massive asteroid belt ahead. The ship's AI, Vorith, had calculated that their current course would lead to a catastrophic collision within 3 hours. The crew, an alliance of different alien species, was in complete panic. "We cannot alter the ship's trajectory in time," said Captain Zorvel, his tentacles twitching in distress. "The engines were damaged in the last solar storm." "We could attempt a manual override," suggested Kelek, the ship's chief engineer, his chitin-covered body clicking anxiously. "But no one here knows how to route the core systems." Everyone turned to look at each other. They were some of the best minds from different species, strategists, engineers, scientists. But none of them knew how to solve this problem. Their technology was advanced, yet it had been designed with automation in mind. The one thing they had always feared had now come true, a situation where their automated systems failed and no one knew what to do. A deep silence fell over the room. Then a quiet voice spoke up. "We could wake up the humans." Every eye in the control room turned to the speaker, Julek, the historian. "Are you insane?" Kelek hissed. "That humans are unpredictable, unstable. That's why they were put in Cryo in the first place." "They are also problem solvers," Julek countered. "Our archives say they are capable of thinking beyond the limits of programming. If anyone can save us, it's them." Captain Zorvel hesitated. The humans had been discovered on a dying Earth centuries ago, their species nearly extinct. Instead of letting them vanish, the Galactic Union had preserved them in cryogenic sleep, keeping them as a backup in case of a crisis. Or was this crisis dire enough to risk waking them? A glance at the countdown timer made the decision for him. 2 hours and 45 minutes remained. "Wake one up," he ordered. The human wakes. The cryo chamber hissed as pressurized gas escaped. Frost cracked along the glass surface, revealing a human inside. His name was Daniel Carter, according to the logs. The aliens watched nervously as the cryo sleep disengaged, and Daniel's body convulsed before settling into steady breathing. His eyes fluttered open, scanning the unfamiliar faces. "Where am I?" he croaked. His voice was hoarse, his body weak from centuries of sleep. Julek stepped forward. "You are aboard the colony ship Xalrith. We need your help." Daniel blinked. "Colony ship? Help with what?" Captain Zorvel spoke quickly. "Our ship is heading for an asteroid field, and we cannot alter our course in time. If we do nothing, we all die." Daniel sat up slowly, rubbing his temples. "Okay, first question, why can't you change course?" "The engines are damaged, and our systems were not designed for manual operation," Kelek admitted. Daniel frowned. "You guys built a spaceship, but no one knows how to fly it manually." A few aliens exchanged guilty glances. "Okay," Daniel sighed. "Show me what I'm working with." The human solution. Daniel was led to the engineering bay, where screens displayed a series of red warning signals. He cracked his knuckles. "All right, let's do this." Within minutes, Daniel was navigating the controls with a confidence the aliens found baffling. He examined the engine systems, flipping through error messages like he had been born to do this. "These are thrusters, right?" he asked, pointing to a display. "Yes, but their power routing is failing," Kelek said. Daniel smirked. "I've seen worse." He rolled up his sleeves, grabbed a few tools, and got to work. The aliens watched in stunned silence as he bypassed damaged circuits, reconnected loose power conduits, and manually reconfigured the propulsion algorithms. His hands moved with an instinctive knowledge that none of them could understand. "How does he know how to do this?" Julek whispered. "It's in their nature." Zorvel murmured. "Humans solve problems." Seconds to impact. The countdown reached 10 minutes. The asteroid field was now visible through the ship's main viewport. "All right," Daniel said, wiping sweat from his brow. "I've rerouted enough power to fire the maneuvering thrusters. It won't be pretty, but it'll work." Captain Zorvel's tentacles twitched. "Do it." Daniel engaged the thrusters. The ship shuddered violently, groaning under the strain of the sudden maneuver. Alarms blared, and the aliens clung to their stations as the vessel slowly, painfully, began to shift course. The first asteroid skimmed past the hull, missing by mere meters. Adjusting trajectory. Hold on, Daniel shouted. The ship lurched again as Daniel fired another burst from the thrusters. More asteroids rushed past, some so close that they left scorching trails along the ship's shields. Then silence. The asteroid field was behind them. Xalrith had survived. A newfound respect. The crew erupted in a mix of cheers and relieved sighs. Kelek turned to Daniel, his mandibles clicking in shock. You actually did it." Daniel grinned. "Was there ever any doubt?" Julik stepped forward. "You saved us, human." Daniel stretched, cracking his neck. "No big deal. Now, can someone explain why I was in Cryo in the first place?" Captain Zorval hesitated before answering. "Your species was unpredictable. The Galactic Union deemed you too dangerous to integrate, but too valuable to let disappear, so we preserved you." Daniel let out a short laugh. "You were afraid of us?" "Yes," Zorval admitted. Daniel looked around at the aliens who had once feared his kind. Now they looked at him with admiration, maybe even respect. "Well," he said, crossing his arms, "maybe it's time you rethink that decision." Julik nodded slowly. "Perhaps we should." As the Xalrith sailed into the safety of open space, one thing was clear: humanity was awake again, and the galaxy would never be the same. The end.